Chapter 1. Introduction. Napoleon Hill's search for the secrets of success have led to a study of the spiritual forces with which all of us are blessed, and it has enabled millions of people worldwide to find their earthly destiny for centuries. It has been described in the simplest terms possible, regardless of how many times you might have failed in the past, or how lofty your aims and hopes might be. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. There is a power that is greater than poverty, the lack of education, and all of your fears and superstitions combined. It is the power to take possession of your own mind and direct it to whatever ends you may desire. This profound power is a gift from the Creator and has been considered to be one of the greatest of all His gifts, because it is the only thing over which man has the complete and unchallengeable right of control and direction. When you speak of your poverty and lack of education, you are simply directing your mind power to attract these undesirable circumstances, because it is true that whatever your mind feeds upon, your mind attracts to you. So it is very important that you recognize that all success begins with a definiteness of purpose, with a clear picture in your mind of precisely what you want out of life. Everyone brings over with him or her, at birth, the equivalent of 2 sealed envelopes, one of which is clearly labeled, "The riches you may enjoy," if you take possession of your own mind and direct it to the ends of your own choice. The second envelope is labeled, "The penalties you must pay," if you neglect to take possession of your own mind and direct it. The contents of both envelopes are as follows. The envelope labeled "Riches" contains an enormous amount of blessings, which include sound health, peace of mind, a labor of love of your own choice, freedom from fear and worry, material riches of your own choice and quantity, and a positive mental attitude. The second envelope, labeled "Penalties," is a list of the prices one must pay for neglecting to take possession of one's own mind. These include ill health, fear and worry, indecision and doubt, frustration and discouragement throughout life, poverty and want, and a whole flock of evils consisting of envy, greed, jealousy, anger, hatred, and superstition. In this book, The Law of Success, Part 1, Napoleon Hill will highlight very vital points that will help you open up and utilize the contents of the sealed envelope labeled "Riches." You can use this book to serve as a starting point from which you can write your own ticket from here on out and create a new life of health, wealth, and peace of mind. Here are a few basic instructions you can use before you begin your journey. First of all, procure a neat pocket-sized notebook. On page 1, write down a clear description of your major desire in life. This will include a circumstance, position, or thing with which you will be willing to accept as your idea of success. Remember, before you begin writing, that your only limitations are those in which you set up in your own mind, or those you permit others to set up for you. On page 2 of your notebook, write down a clear statement of precisely what you intend to give in return for that which you desire from life, and then start in right where you stand now to begin giving. Now memorize both of your statements on what you desire and what you intend to give in return for it. Repeat them a dozen times daily and always end your statements with an expression of gratitude for the blessing in which you were gifted at birth.